The Bushcrafty Talks.
Hey guys, Bushcrafty back again with another video. Anyway guys, welcome back. Bushcrafty Talks is today and has been for a while. Sometimes they get good views and sometimes they don't. Sometimes people will all of a sudden watch one of those ones that didn't get a lot of views and it helps them. And I think that's the important thing. It's not that you get a lot of views on something like that. And sometimes it's just me rambling off about something that happened to me in my life or whatnot. But today, I talk a lot about, like, at the very end of my videos, and I even have a T-shirt that says "Don't give up, never give up." You know, sometimes we go through life, and there's different areas in which it means a lot. It could be something physical. It could be having issues with somebody in your community or your friends or things like that. And before we get started, I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. If you have a guilty conscience and think this is about you, then that's on you, okay? Because sometimes I talk and people think the negative stuff that I talk about, they think it's about them, and which is totally the opposite. I'm referencing, you know, the bigger picture, I guess you would say. But like I said, we all go through things. Some people really struggle, and some don't seem to struggle at all. It seems like they have the strength of many. And even though you think that person is very strong and can handle anything, that's the upfront version of that person. That's the storefront, if you may, of that person. They want to seem that way, but when you get behind doors, they're barely hanging on. And that's when I think it's important not to judge people on how they deal with things. You may see somebody that, you know, they just brush it off and don't think about it. But deep down, it may be actually hurting them. There are people that will do personal attacks to try to belittle you and things like that. And sometimes those are more hurtful than physical things that we go through, like illnesses and hardships and things like that. And it's a lot of times it's more on the person who is doing the attacks. They are the ones that are they've had issues in their past, maybe. And I'm not saying this is everybody. They may have issues in the past where they've been hurt before, and this is their way of making themselves feel better, is projecting that negativity and that hurt onto somebody else. And sometimes it's good, even if the person has harmed you so much. And I say harm because physical and mental attacks are just the same in a lot of people's lives. And nowadays, we get a lot of attacks right over this thing. YouTube, social media, and it's a lot easier because the person who is doing all the attacks doesn't have to be there. They can they can summon minions. I'll, and I'm not talking about like little evil people and stuff like that, but you may call them evil, but I mean people that this person would intimidate others to do bad things to others, which is a big thing on social media right now, which is sad, very sad, and it's becoming a very big concern on a lot of for a lot of creators and stuff. It's not bad enough that they get attacked by one certain person, but that one certain person tricks other people in many other people in doing hurtful things to others. And I hope everybody understands how I'm going and trying to explain this and everything. But what I want to say to you, if you're one that is being under attack by certain people or things like that, or if your health is not good and you're struggling to get up every day, you're struggling financially. That's a lot today. If you're struggling financially, you got to make sure you get up in the morning, and this is up to you. Say a prayer, and I know this is hard for some people, but say a prayer for those who would want to harm you, and you say the prayer for them to see a brighter picture. I'll put it that way. You don't wish harm on somebody, even though they would do the same to you. And believe it or not, sometimes saying a prayer for somebody that does harm to you or is in the process of doing harm to you, and I'm talking, mental and physical ways too. Sometimes just saying a prayer for them will help you and kind of forgive. You may not forget. I'm not telling everybody to forget what these people do or the wrongdoings of others or anything like that, but just forgive them and move on. But again, never forget, because they did, or they may have done harm to you in some fashion. But like I said, get up in the morning. If you have to drag yourself out of bed, make sure you start every day. Start every day. Keep going. Don't give up. Never give up. Once you start doubting yourself and you start down that slope, it is so hard It is so hard to get back from that. As long as you're staying up, you may be in pain. You may fall back down, but get back up. Don't give up. That's all I can say on that matter. And this is more for the people who have a lot of health conditions and things like that. You may you may wake up in the morning and you're like, I don't want to continue anymore. I'll lay here and, well, you know, I just won't go on. But you've got to fight past that. That's the way I look at it. When you have that urge to lay in bed, or you have that urge to not get up, you have that urge to give up on life, so to speak. That's Satan. That's him. That's if he can convince you to do that, he wins. He's the winner of this. You don't get a trophy for giving up. Like I said, don't give up. Fight like you've never fought before. And it may take you your whole life, but in your end days, when it comes down to, you can feel good about yourself that you never gave in, you never give up. So that's my little thing, I guess. And to deal with, and like I said, there are many versions of attacks. There are physical attacks on your body. There are medical conditions that attack you. And like I said, unfortunately, there are people out there that want to do harm to you just because they do. Just because they feel bad about themselves, or they were hurt, so they have to pass it on. Who knows? And for those types of people, like I said, sometimes it's just better for your inner soul just to forgive them and move on. You don't have to have anything to do with them ever again. You just forgive them and move on. You have such more things that you can do with your life than be fixated on the negative people in your life. Try to get past that, move on, and you'll be the better person. And that's what counts out of all of us, is you being the better person. But that's all. That's all I'm going to say today about this. And again, if you think I'm talking about you, that's on you. This is just a pep talk for people, I guess. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that's feeling down, a lot of medical issues, but you just got to keep going. Don't give up. I sometimes I'll be here laying in bed trying to get up and like, maybe I'll just take today off. Maybe I just won't do this, or maybe I won't do that. I could say that about the garage, huh? I'll get to it. Anyways, you got to keep getting up. Keep going. Never give up. God bless.